semalam. Beliau ialah arwah Puan Raja Nurazila binti Raja Muhammad Yusof, dan di kesempatan ini saya ingin meminta kita semua sedekahkan Al-Fatihah kepada beliau, dan semoga roh arwah dicucuri rahmat dan ditempatkan di kalangan hamba-Nya yang beriman. Jadi sama-sama kita sedekahkan Al-Fatihah kepada beliau dahulu. Al-Fatihah. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Okay, as we have planned, Alhamdulillah, for today's program, first of all, I would like to welcome all. I would like to welcome all of you to Guest Lecture Series 2022 UiTM Cawangan Kelantan in collaboration with Universitas Komputer Indonesia. Again, I am Dr. Nurihan Abdul Rahman from University Technology Mara Cawangan Kelantan. I will be your moderator for today's event. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to extend
Dr. Nurihan,
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, just now you mute your microphone.
Okay, sorry. All right, I think I can start now. Okay, hopefully arwah kawan kami ditempatkan di kalangan orang-orang yang beriman, insyaAllah. Okay, let's start with the program, today's program. Again, I am Dr. Nurihan Abdul Rahman from University Technology Mara, Cawangan, Kelantan. Can you hear and see me?
Loud and clear, Doctor.
Loud and clear.
Okay,
Yes,
everything is clear, right? Okay. Yeah. So, welcome for today's program. I'll be your moderator for today's event. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Zuriani Ahmad Zulkarnain, the Head of Faculty Computer and Mathematical Sciences from UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan. I also would like to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Rahma Wahdiniwati, the Dean of Faculty of Postgraduate Universitas Komputer Indonesia. Our guest speakers for today, which I will introduce later, all the lecturers, students, and all the participants of Guest Lecture Series 2022 UiTM and Unicom. This event will be conducted in 2 session lecture series, which are one from the UiTM Cawangan Kelantan representative, and another one is from Unicom representative. To start with the event, I would like to welcome Pak Geraldi Catur Pamuji to make the doa recitation. So let's invite Pak Geraldi Catur Pamuji to make the doa recitation.
Thank you, Dr. Nurihan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. I will recite the doa in Islam, and for those who are non-Muslim are welcome to pray with their respective faith. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, Ya Rahim. Praise be to God, the Lord of the world. Peace and blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad SAW and his companion, and for those who followed his example till the judgment day. Allahumma Ya Allah. On this blessed morning, in conjunction with this guest lecture series, we beseech thee and grateful towards you in favor to all the infinite blessing for us, your humble servant, to live in a safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for a flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek your guidance to steer clear of events that will detrimental the progress of this event. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, please bless us with your taufiq and hidayah. Please guide us to greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectual, granted with us with a valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to gain your motherly love. Make us your righteous servant that follow your commands and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Ya Munzilal Barokah, bestow peace to our beloved countries, Indonesia and Malaysia. Preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made or nor natural disaster. And to you, Ya Allah, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders, and our countries. Bestow patience in us in order to face the challenge from you. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. Rabbana alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika anabna wa ilaikal masyir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Jalaldi Catur Pamuji for the doa recitation. May we have a blessed program for this morning. Okay. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Zuriani Ahmad Zulkarnain, the head of faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences, UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan, to give the opening speech for the guest lecture series 2022. Okay, the floor is yours, Dr. Zuriani.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Dr. Nurihan as a moderator. The Honorable Dr. Rahma Wahdiniwati, the Dean of Faculty of Postgraduate Universitas Computer Indonesia Unicom, lecturers from Universitas Computer Indonesia or Unicom, lecturers from UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan, our speakers, okay, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, and last but not least, maybe we have our students from both universities. Okay. Once again, Assalamualaikum and very good morning, okay, for everyone. Okay, I am pleased to welcome every one of you to today's virtual event, the guest lecture series 2022 between Unicom and UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan. Okay. This event is organized by the Faculty of Engineering and Computer Science, Universitas Computer Indonesia or Unicom, and in collaboration with the Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences, University Technology Mara Cawangan, Kelantan or UiTM. Okay, a very warm welcome to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, actually this program is now in its second year of implementation. We started last year. Okay. Last year, the same event was successfully organized by UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan, and Unicom was the co-organizer. Yeah? So last year, 6 topics was presented by 3 lecturers from Unicom and also 3 lecturers from UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan in 3 different sessions. Yeah? But this time, the guest lectures for this year, 2022, is organized by our friends in Unicom. And we lecturers in UiTM Cawangan, Kelantan is the co-organizer. Yeah? And this session will be held in 2 sessions for today and another session tomorrow. Okay, 2 speakers from each university will be presenting their ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the committee, I would like to express our gratitude for being given chance by Allah to join and co-organize this event, which has enabled us to sit together in this virtual session for our friends to proudly share their ideas, knowledge, experience, research finding, and so on with regard to the selected topics. This kind of webinar is a good platform for our friends to show and share their findings and many more. Through this program, it can give our colleagues the opportunity to not only have the audience from friends in the same faculty or same university, but also from overseas, from us in Malaysia. Such partnership can be continued in the future to encourage more lecturers to come up with their ideas and opinions. So I really hope there will be many more events going to help in the near future between UiTM Cawangan Kelantan and Unicom. I would like to invite all colleagues and students to engage more in our activities that will be organized later, inshallah. Today, there are two presentations that will be held in this guest lecture series. Okay, the first topic is Internet of Things in Making Better Life by Dr. Wan Fariza Wan Abdul Rahman from UiTM Cawangan Kelantan. And the second topic is Augmented Reality in Geographical Information System by Dr. Hanhan Maulana from Unicom. Okay. Let us together grab this opportunity to listen to the talks presented by our talented speaker. Dear colleagues, I believe that by participating in this webinar, we are in the right place and the right time. And I am confident that we will find new ideas, fresh energy, and maybe novel partnership. Together, let us accelerate the exchange of ideas and also experience. And I wish you all a very successful webinar. Okay, with that, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Dr. Zurani, for the very inspiring opening speech. Now, let us begin with session 1 of this lecture series. First and foremost, let me give you some introduction about Dr. Wan Fariza Wan Abdul Rahman. Dr. Wan Fariza Wan Abdul Rahman will be the first guest lecture speaker for this series. Okay. Wan Fariza Wan Abdul Rahman is a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences, University Technology Mara, Kelantan branch. She has graduated from the International Islamic University in Malaysia, PhD in Computer and Information Engineering in 2021. She has been teaching in UiTM since December 2009. With almost 13 years experience, she has taught various computer science subjects, including computer data communications and networking, programming, database design, computer security, and digital electronics. Her research interests and publications are not limited to computer networking protocol related to Internet of Things, wireless sensor network or WSN, cognitive network, and computer security. Without a further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Wan Fariza Wan Abdul Rahman to deliver her topic entitled Internet of Things in Making Better Life. The floor is yours, Dr. Wan Fariza.
Okay, thank you, moderator Dr. Nurihan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you.
Okay, so let me share my presentation, share my screen first. Okay, so please let me know if there is a problem with the presentation. Okay, everyone can see the slide?
Okay.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Assalamualaikum. As introduced by Dr. Nurihan, I am Fariza from Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences, University Technology Mara, Kelantan branch. Okay, so today my topic to be shared is IoT in making better life. So I will draw your attention to the basic concept of IoT, and then some potential applications of IoT that can be applied in our life, and also the challenges. Okay. Okay, so this is the outline of my presentation. I will start with the background of IoT itself, and then followed by the basic architecture of IoT. And then later I will highlight some potential applications, followed by the challenges of IoT, and then finally ended with the future of IoT. Okay, so IoT actually an abbreviation of Internet of Things. So the idea came from Kevin Ashton in 1999. He worked at Procter & Gamble, and he proposed the concept of radio frequency identification chip, RFID chip, on product to track them through a supply chain. So just to highlight about RFID. So RFID is an electromagnetic field to automatically identify and track text attached to objects. So an RFID system consists of tiny radio transponder, receiver, and transmitter. So when triggered by the electromagnetic pulse from a nearby RFID reader device, the tag transmit digital data. Usually for product, it will be in the form of inventory number. Okay, so back to the reader. So the number then can be used to track the inventory goods or products. Okay, so by definition, let's move to the term IoT itself. Okay, by definition, it refers to the network of physical objects. We call it things. Okay, so the things are embedded with sensors, software, and other technologies for the purpose of connection between them, and then exchanging data with the devices and system over the internet. Okay, so the concept of IoT, though it came in 1999, but it became popular, started from 2010 or 2011, and reached the mass market in early 2014. Okay, so it's quite new. Okay, so the things actually usually referred to as smart device. Okay, so some researchers will use the term smart device for the things. Okay, because this device are embedded with the sensors and actuators. Okay, and then for the connection purpose through wired and wireless networks. Okay, why do the device called smart? Because it has capability to dynamically adapt to the changing context and produce action based on their operating conditions. Okay, in other words, we can say that this smart device is self-configuring, means they can adapt to the surrounding with very minimal human intervention or without human intervention. So that is the what does it mean by self-configuring. And interoperable means it can adjust itself to work together with other part of the system or other components. Okay. And of course, for smart device, it has unique identities. Everything connected to the internet, they must have IP address for the unique identification. Okay, then the next characteristic of smart device is the ability to communicate and exchange data with other device or system. Okay. Okay, next I will highlight the term in my title, okay, IoT in making better life. What does we mean by better life? It means we want to improve the quality of life. So can be by performing tasks accurately, efficiently, and quickly. Okay, and or can be another one, control pollution and make the world a sustainable place to live in, and also can be to provide convenience, safety, and protection, ease of accessing information. So these are what we mean by better life. Okay, term better life. Okay, next I will move to the basic architecture of IoT. Okay, so this is actually from the literature. There are several architecture proposed by the researchers for the IoT. Okay, but I chose the simple one so that everyone here can get the main concept, the basic concept of IoT. So as you can see from the figure, there are 4 layers of in the architecture. Okay, from the bottom one is data layer. So data layer, as you can see, we have smart sensor clusters. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, the device is embedded with sensors and actuators. Okay, so there will be a smart sensor cluster. Okay, connected, embedded to the nodes. Okay, so that is the characteristic of the first layer. And then on top of the data layer, we have edge layer. So the edge layer, or also can be called, some call them call this layer as device layer. Okay, because this one refers to all the devices that we have to involve with IoT. Can be your smartphone, your light bulb, your car, your home, anything. Okay, that can provide interconnectivity among the device. And then on top of the edge layer, we have fog layer. So fog layer refers to the gateway, and okay, actually gateway is part of the edge layer, and then it is connected to the fog layer. So fog layer refers to the connection, for example, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, internet itself, or RFID, ZigBee, and so on. And then on the top one, we have server, the cloud icon. Okay, then on the right side of the figure, you can see that secure from sensor to cloud. Okay, from the lowest layer, the security is highest. And as we move to the cloud, the security become the lowest. Of course, when we put something, the data to the cloud, it is more exposed to the is more vulnerable to be hacked, right? Okay, so that's why the security at the lowest layer is highest, and as we move up to the highest level, it becomes the lowest one. Okay, so that is the basic idea about the basic architecture of IoT. Okay, this is a continuation of the explanation just now. So cloud layer, the top one layer, cloud layer consists of different servers. Okay, cloud server can be cloud server, application server, data server, and data center operation centers. Okay, for fog layer, it can comprise various technologies ranging from Bluetooth, as I said, Bluetooth, ZigBee, satellite link, and then maybe the recent one in the literature is LoRaWAN, right? Okay, then the edge or device layer includes mobile devices such as cell phone, watches, smartwatch, vehicles, and fixed, static device such as desktop computers, routers, switches, and so on. Okay. Okay, this another architecture that we can, in terms of data flow. Okay, we can see here. Okay, on the right one, the stage of IoT architecture, there are 4 layers also. Okay, this one, if we want to consider the data flow, okay, at the lowest layer, it is known as sensing layer. It consists of physical object, sensors, and actuators. So at this layer, the data will be gathered. And then on top of the sensing layer, we have network layer. So in this layer, the data will be transmitted, okay, through the internet gateways or network gateways. This one lies all the network technologies, as I mentioned just now. Okay, and then on top of that, the data will be processed in data processing layer. Okay, this one involved with data analytics decision unit. Of course, for the device to react via its actuators, it need for data analytics. Okay, and then on top of that, we have application layer. This one lies the application which involved directly with the end user. Okay, so and then the left one also another representation for IoT, how the application is attached to the network. It is via the middleware. So middleware is actually acting as a glue software. Okay, because some applications, they are not designed to work with other software. So that is the function of middleware to become the intermediate person, just like intermediate person to glue the network and the application. Okay, and then the network attached to the smart things. Okay. Okay. Next, these are the potential applications. Okay, I will cover 4 types of application: IoT in healthcare, IoT in agriculture, IoT in disaster management, and IoT in home automation. Okay. Wait. Oops. Okay, first one is IoT in healthcare. So it enables the healthcare professional to be more watchful and connect with the patient proactively. Okay, this can be done usually by using wearable health monitors. Okay, usually the doctors need to see the patient in person, right? So if we can recall, during the pandemic COVID-19, most of the medical staff burn out, right? They become stressed because there are a lot of people to be need the treatment, right? So in that case, if we can consider IoT in healthcare, we can design the, we can put the wearable health monitor for the patient, so that can track the activities such as pulse rate, step count, heart rate, glucose, blood pressure, and body temperature. Okay, so by that we can reduce the burden for the medical staff. Okay, in case, just example, in pandemic, we lack we have problem of lack of medical staff to treat the people because so many patients admitted to the hospital. So by using IoT, data can be recorded and sent to the doctors for detailed fitness analysis. So the doctors or the medical staff can focus on the patient, those who really need the treatment. Okay, based on the data submitted or sent to them. Okay, so the IoT can raise an alarm and send an alert in case of a medical emergency. For example, the patient got heart attack. Okay, this can be predicted earlier by using the data recorded and the detailed fitness analysis. Okay, the doctors also can identify the best treatment process for patient and reach the expected outcome. Okay. In conclusion, we can say that we can track more accurate, efficient, and quick data than previous manual system. Okay. Okay. These are some approach that we can apply. IoT approach in healthcare, real-time remote patient monitoring. Okay. We put the wearable health monitors. And then we have robotic surgery devices, okay, which has a better vision, greater degree of movement for robotic surgery, and precise dissection, 3D vision, and shorter learning curve. Okay, this has been applied in overseas, but in Malaysia, I think it's not fully implemented yet. Okay, IoT robots are used. This another one is IoT robots. Okay, this can be used to, this one is quite popular in certain country during a pandemic COVID. The IoT robots are used to disinfect equipment, clean hospital, and provide medication to the patient. So which give health professionals more flexibility in treating their patients. Okay, and this is another example. China has deployed a Danish company's UVD robot to clean its healthcare facilities. This one is one type of IoT robots during the crisis pandemic COVID-19. So this robot employ IoT and aid in the disinfection of treatment zones in nursing homes and clean rooms. Okay. Okay. Next one is. Okay, we can say that by applying IoT in healthcare, we can lower the expenses, maybe in we can have better treatment result. For example, we can predict before a person got heart attack, and then we can have better disease control. Okay, then patient can have more trust towards doctors. And also for medicine control also can give the correct treatment to the patient based on the data analysis from the sensors. Okay, not more and not less. Okay? Just nice dosage of medicine. Okay, so this is how the mechanism work. Okay, the basic idea. Okay, we have the patient, and we have the off-body sensors. Okay, from the wearable health monitors device. So it has body gateway, and then from that connected by via personal area network. Personal area network is a short-range wireless communication, okay, to a host device, and then connected to wireless access network to the internet, and finally the data goes to the care server. Okay, and then from the care server, it will be passed to the doctor or user PC, okay, for the decision of the medical staff. Okay, this connection use asymmetric digital subscriber line. Okay, this is one example, not necessarily to be exactly like this, but this is the basic idea of the implementation of IoT in healthcare. Okay. Okay, next, let's look at the IoT in agriculture. Okay, second one is IoT in agriculture. Okay, these are some of the areas in agriculture that we can consider for IoT implementation. Water management, soil monitoring sensor, machine for routine operation, and also this one. Okay. Okay, so IoT enables precision agriculture and smart farming. Okay. So IoT-based irrigation system make use of a number of sensors to monitor. So of course we need for sensor, soil moisture sensor to monitor the moisture content of the soil. So when the moisture level drop below a certain range, it automatically turn on the irrigation pump. Okay, so by this way, the farmers do not need to go to the farm frequently to check whether it is time to water their plant or not. So they just wait for the data to be transmitted when it is they should water their plant. Okay, so if the moisture level drop below a certain range, it automatically turns on the irrigation pump. Also help in sensing the requirement of fertilizer, not only the irrigation. This can also be applied to fertilizer also, okay, and numerous other farming needs. Okay, so by applying this to irrigation and fertilizing tasks, we can optimize actually the supply of water and nutrient for each crop, and it can reach the improved quality. Okay, for example, it can help the farmers to save up to 50%. And this is based on I took from one paper. They said that they can save up to 50% irrigation. I'm not sure. I couldn't recall whether this is in India or China. So the farmers there can save up to 50% irrigation water compared to the manual system, because if we consider manual system, we just water the crop, the plant, right? Usually the farmer will go in the morning, in the evening to water the plant. But if we consider the data from the sensor, we just turn on the irrigation when it is really needed by the crop or the plants. So reduce the loss of fertilizers caused by overwatering and deliver actionable insight regardless of season or weather condition. And also I have found one paper. They mentioned that in China, they can save they try the IoT technology. They try on their farm, and then they can see an improvement in their fertilizing task, they can reduce the amount of nitrogen fertilizer used by 10%. This is based on the monitored data for 2 years. This is based on one research in China. Okay, for 2 years, they can they can reduce the amount of fertilizer by 10% when IoT is applied compared to the manual system. Okay, next one is IoT in farming. Okay, so I put it under one category actually. Farming, in farming, we can identify sick animals so that farmers, sometimes we have certain disease, right? The cow has certain disease, so that the farmers can separate them from the herd and avoid contamination. Okay, this can be done by using drone for real-time cattle tracking. Okay, this is also part the usage of drone also part of IoT technology. Okay, and also help farmers to reduce staffing expenses. Okay, by using and also drone can also be used for watering the plant. Okay, in agriculture also we can use the drone to monitor the farm, to monitor the plant, and also to water the plant. Okay, so in that way we can reduce the staff also. Okay, and also the cost for the staff. Okay. Next one is IoT in disaster management. Okay, IoT can help in the prediction and management of natural disasters. Okay, this one, I took case of forest fire. I'm not sure whether the image is clear enough for you to see, but let me read. If it is not clear to you, I never mind, I will explain. Okay, this to avoid chaos and destruction caused by forest fire, various sensors can be installed around the boundaries of the forest. Sometimes we have problem of forest fire, right? So to avoid or to reduce the impact of forest fire, we can apply the concept of IoT. Okay, so we use the sensor to continuously monitor temperature and carbon content in the region. Okay, as you can see, there is a network gateway. Okay, and then we put the temperature and carbon emission sensors to detect increase in temperature. If let's say there is fire in the forest, so of course the temperature will increase, and also the saturation of carbon emission also increase. So this will send the data to the network gateway, and also at the same time it will alert the display in control room at the data centers. Okay, then this will alert the display in coordination on smartphone of the fire brigade. Okay, so a detailed report is regularly sent to a common monitoring hub in case of forest fire, and alert is sent to the control room, police station, and fire brigade. So with the help of IoT technology, we can actually reduce the impact of forest fire, because we can detect earlier before it becomes serious, right? Okay, if we just consider normal procedure, maybe we do not realize the occurrence of forest fire at early stage. So we just realize when it becomes serious. So by using this technology, we can detect it earlier, and then proper action can be taken. Okay, this is another example of disaster management using IoT. Okay, this one, detection of flood disaster. Okay, this one I think is very useful if it could be implemented, especially in our state, in Malaysia, Kelantan, usually affected by flood during November, December. So if this can be implemented, then it will help us much. Okay, so the component of detection of flood disaster consists of the IoT sensors. Okay, as you can see from the figure, this is the river. So at the river bank, we have the IoT sensors. So we have water level sensor, and then humidity sensor, and also this one, another two more, the water flow level sensor. Okay, so a few types of sensor actually. Okay, then the sensor data will be sent to the this one remote signal receiver, and then connected, which is then connected or sent to the local control center. Okay, so if the water level reach a certain amount which is danger enough for the resident nearby, so it will alert, it will activate or trigger the sensors. Okay, these sensors will be triggered, and then the data will be sent to the remote signal receiver, and then the data will be forwarded to the local control center, and then for the from the local center, it will be the flood observation data will be sent to the antenna here, observation center. This is where the data will be processed. Okay, so data will be collected. The collection of data, the data will be processed, and based on the data analysis, it will detect if flood, or it will predict when the flood will occur. Okay, and then this one, emergency prediction. So if it is necessary to raise a warning signal, it will send the warning signal to the satellite, and then the satellite will produce the warning signal through communication channel, okay, to the nearby residents. Okay, so this could be done by SMS, okay, maybe using GSM, global system messaging, loudspeakers, or web app, web application, or alert signal, other types of alert signals. Okay. Okay, next. So these are the three types of important sensor for flood detection. Temperature sensor, which perceive the hotness and the coldness of the environment. So usually when it's going to rain, the climate will be colder, right? Okay, and then the water level sensor, water level sensors are used for the measurement of the water level. When it reach certain level that is danger enough, or predicted that the flood will occur, then the signal will be the alert signal will be triggered. And then a rainfall sensor. Okay, this one also important because we collect the amount of rain. This also can predict the occurrence of flood. Okay, next one is IoT in home automation. Okay, in home also or building, we can apply the concept of IoT. Okay, so you can imagine when you enter, you come back home at night. Of course, you are searching for the switch to turn to switch on your light, right? So if imagine if when you just enter your home, the light will be switched on automatically. Maybe based on the motion sensor, it will be easier for us, right? We don't have to find in the dark where is the switch, right? Okay. Or when you come back from work, you don't have to open your car door to go to the gate, open the gate, right? So that can be done through your mobile phone. When you reach your home, the gate will be open for you, and then as well as the garage, right? So that that is some examples of mechanism that can be applied in home automation, IoT. Okay, and also for energy management. Okay, sometimes in school, in university room, classroom, right? When one class finish, the student or the lecturer forgot to switch off the aircon, right? Sometimes. So if we can apply this IoT concept in the building or home automation, it can sense the movement, people movement. When there is no people in the room, for example, the aircon, the light will be switched off automatically. So in that sense, we can save the energy. Okay, and also alarm control also we can set if there is fire or smoke in the house when we go for work, nobody at home, we can set if there is fire, we can set for what something action to occur, maybe alert us through our smartphone or whatever. And also control irrigation and so on. These are some of the examples. So in smart home, consumer electronic gadgets such as light, fan, air conditioners can be connected to each other via the internet. So this interconnection enables the user to operate these devices from a distance, usually through our mobile phone. Okay. Okay, this is another figure, actually almost the same with little additional info here compared to the previous figure. Okay, this one I mentioned automatic garage door opener. Okay, when you come back, the garage door will be open for you automatically. And okay, I will not go for all, to all this one, just choose some. Okay, this one smart air conditioners, light control system, energy management, okay, security system also, maybe the door will be open for you only. So how it depends on the pre-setting condition that you put, maybe based on retina or whatever. Okay, smart door lock and so on. Okay, so advanced home automation, lighting control, and small building management system, it can improve comfort, increase energy saving, as I mentioned just now. It can automatically turn off switch off the aircon, the light when nobody inside the room, and optimize the efficiency through advanced user interfaces that offer simple control. Okay, another one is, this one is simple one, simple example, just want to share with you. Okay, maybe there is one common problem for us at home. So we usually hang our clothes outside the house, right? And then sometimes we want to go out. Then we keep thinking whether it will be rain or not, right? And then sometimes we predict it won't be raining. But sometimes when we are outside the house, it rained. Then gone with the the clothes already wet, right? So a simple idea of IoT that can be applied is retractable cloth drying system, which can move automatically during rain to help people when they hang clothes outdoor. Okay, so but of course this will need for a strong power source to drag the drying rack to move inside the house, and when it is not raining anymore, bring back to outside. Okay, but it is possible, I think. Okay, and another example is smart refrigerators that will send when you are running low on groceries such as milk, eggs, or butters, and automatically send a grocery list to your smartphone. So sometimes when you go to market, you forgot what to buy. Okay, so if you have this kind of smart refrigerators, it will send notification or list to you. Okay, this item, for example, egg is already the stock is already low. Okay, so how this can be applied? They usually have a sensor put to the egg tray, and then it will measure the distance. The sensor will measure the distance from the sensor to the last egg on the tray. So based on the distance, it can decide. You can decide whether when you should buy the product. You should top up the product. Okay, so that is the basic idea of smart refrigerators. So the stores can then push reminders to add groceries and other items when it predict that you are about to run out. So based on also the stores can also joint venture in this mechanism of IoT of smart refrigerators. They can send or remind you to add this kind of product, okay, when they found out that the item run out already. So this can be done or can be set based on the customer purchasing behavior and average buying trends. Okay, the next part is challenges. Of course, everything in this world, they have pros and contras, right? So for IoT, they have advantages, but also they have challenges to be implemented. So typically challenged by connection, the power, okay, the bandwidth and the cost. So since it relies on the internet connection, it is very important to have a very good wireless connection or internet connection, okay, to connect your IoT sensor network to the your smartphone, or even if it is applied in healthcare, we should guarantee that the connection couldn't be lost. If not, if it is applied in healthcare, but we cannot guarantee the quality of the connection, then it will be useless, right? Because the data could not be sent accurately to the medical staff. Okay, so second one is vulnerability. This one in case of smart home. So vulnerability means it can be router vulnerability, because we have router at home for the internet connection. So the hackers can hack the router. So cyber criminals can gain access to your computers, devices, and also the personal information. When they get access to your router, they can endanger your personal information and gain access to your devices. Okay. So attacker can exploit the IoT device for malicious purpose. Okay. So IoT devices can be used to create botnet. So what is botnet? It is a network completely controlled by attacker with the purpose of penetrating the victim's home network and infect his or her computers. Okay, so by penetrating the home network, the attacker can kill or limit the functionality of your device, and they can cause, which can cause the malfunction in a wider system. So this is done by the attacker to extort money, because when the user want to restore their devices to the normal condition, they have to pay to the attacker. So next one is a presence sensor of an alarm system may be used by the hacker to track the position of the victims in their living environment. So if someone or the hacker took control of the alarm system, they can track your position also, where you go, your personal info, and so on. So for this kind of challenge, the possible solution is security should be restricted by manufacturer settings and the network provider. So this is still under current research. Okay, smarter authentication, network frequency, and firmware updates. So still under heavy research by the researchers. Okay. Just now, challenge in terms of security in home automation or building automation. Next, we move to security if IoT is applied in farm. Okay, so little security protection usually for the farm. They have if applied to the farm, IoT has very little security protection. Okay, such as user password or remote access authentication. Okay, in farm machinery connected to the internet. So these are some of the basic IoT security recommendation. Okay, for improving the security. So the first one is include monitoring. This one for monitoring data traffic. It's better to use encryption methods to protect the sensitive data. So encryption means we change the actual message to different one. So the appearance become different, meaning that from the plain text, we change it to the cipher text using hash function that can be easily reverted only knowing a secret key. So this one is fall under the computer security field. Okay, so I'm not going to explain about hash function. Hash function is something very complicated and a wide area actually. And then second one is leveraging AI-based security tools to detect traces of suspicious activity in real time. So another approach that can be done to improve the security is we detect the anomalies in system parameters like CPU usage, memory consumption, and network throughput. May be indicative of an ongoing attack. So maybe we can detect when there is you identify too much login at a shorter period and wrong password, for example, that can be indicator of an ongoing attack. Okay, so that is what I mean by AI-based security tools. The third one is storing data in the blockchain to ensure its integrity. This one is also part of the current research, blockchain technology, to ensure the security of IoT data. Okay, still ongoing research, hot topic in security, blockchain. Okay, so for blockchain, when certain new data is going to be added to the digital ledger, it must be based on the calculation from all the members. So in that way, it is very difficult or almost impossible to be attacked by the hackers. But maybe if it can be cracked by the hackers, it will take a very long time, okay, for blockchain. And then failing to properly secure your system only increases the likeliness of someone breaking into it, stealing your data, or even taking control of your autonomous asset. Okay, so this is what we have to put in our mind. Okay, so security is very important. If not, people will break into our system, steal our data, and take control of our asset. Okay. The next one is future of IoT. So future of IoT is to promote more efficient use of natural resources, building better smart cities, and developing clean, affordable energy alternative. Okay, so under this smart city, there are smart healthcare, smart environment, smart energy, for example, smart grid, and so on. So this will be the future of IoT in the world. So a successful smart city will depend upon driving innovative solution across 6 domains. It will cover economy, environment, and energy. Okay, as I said, the smart grid technology, the government and education, living and health, okay, the one that I have highlighted just now, safety and security, and mobility. Okay. Okay, so these are the references that I referred to. Okay, so I think I finished earlier than the scheduled time. Okay, back to Dr. Nurihan.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wan Fariza, for the wonderful information sharing. I hope all of us can get as much as possible the knowledge of IoT in order to make a better life. So before we go to the photo session, before starting the second one, can we have any questions from the floor? Do we have any questions from the floor? Or maybe you want to type your question in the chat box there. Does anyone have any question to Dr. Wan Fariza? Okay, it seems like we have one question from Indra Kurniawan. Okay, maybe I will read the comments, and maybe Dr. Wan Fariza can add the comments later. Okay, I will read the comments. From Indra Kurniawan. Thanks for the very interesting explanation of IoT. I am Indra K, a student from Unicom Postgraduate Faculty. I am currently researching a high-performance IoT architecture. I need to ask Dr. Fariza how we deal with the problem of internet connections that are often disconnected or sometimes unreliable, especially in critical IoT systems related to human safety.
Okay, should I type or should I respond in?
So maybe Dr. Wan Fariza can comment on that.
Should I type?
Maybe Dr. Wan Fariza maybe you can just share with us using the video platform. No need to type in the chat box.
Okay, so thank you for the question, Indra. May I know you are doing your research in that area or what? Okay, never mind.
Okay. I'm currently researching high performance IoT architecture.
So you want to improve the architecture, is it?
Yeah. I'm facing a problem. Sometimes in my wireless sensor in IoT it's not reliable because the internet itself is not reliable. How we can make the architecture if we have internet connection problem?
You are using at the campus or how the connection?
Sometimes I have a GSM or 4G, use SIM card because it is wireless sensor, or maybe if there is a Wi-Fi, I use Wi-Fi. But overall, the connection is the biggest problem I have in my research.
So the data is disturbed by the disconnection. You mean?
Yes.
Oh,
Especially in the area where internet is not good.
Yeah. Because compared to wired communication, wireless communication is very, exposed to the intermittent connection.
Yeah.
The characteristic of the wireless communication, the wireless link. So it's actually, I think, beyond our control, right? Because it depends on the architecture of your, maybe if you are using at the campus, it depends on the infrastructure at your campus, or if you are using at home, maybe the service provided by the telco, something, right?
Yeah.
I think it's beyond our control, the internet. When you are using that one, it's beyond our control. We cannot do anything for that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any recommendation for my architecture? Maybe some research in Malaysia using other than internet service provider. I am interested also in LoRaWAN.
LoRaWAN, okay, long range wide area network, okay.
Yeah. But I don't think I can apply it in Indonesia because LoRaWAN is limited in the range.
Yeah, but LoRaWAN is actually the recent approach, and it is better compared to compared to the existing. Actually, LoRaWAN has better coverage up to 20, if I'm not mistaken, up to 25 kilometer, right? It's better range, better security, and a lot of advantages compared to the previous, but it's still new, right? That is another. So maybe if you need further information, maybe we can discuss later. You can email to me or how?
Yeah.
You are most welcome.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Fariza.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Indra and Dr. Wan Fariza. Dr. Wan Fariza, maybe you can leave your email address in the chat box so that whoever wants to contact you and ask.
Okay, I have put my email in the chat box. Okay. Can you see the email that I wrote just now?
Yeah, we can see your email address.
Lagging.
Okay, so I think maybe anyone from the floor can email Dr. Wan Fariza later on if, let's say, you have any questions. So I think before we move on to the second guest lecture series, is it possible for us to have a photo session before we start with the second one? Is that possible, Dr. Yafri?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, ready.
Okay, so I would like everyone here to on your camera so that we can smile and have a good photo session for this event. Okay, Dr. Jeffrey will help us to screenshot the photo session.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 3 screen. Data for the first screen, I will capture 1, 2, 3, and the second, please wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the last. Oh, so sorry, Ibu Nelly photo. The photo is missing. Okay. Okay, sorry. I thought the third is the last. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have already have a photo session.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Jeffrey. So we will continue with our next session. Okay. Okay, regarding, first of all, I would like to announce that I will resolve the link for the attendance form right away after this. And okay, let's move on to the session 2. Okay, the session 2 will be from the Unicom representative, which is Dr. Hanhan Maulana. So before I invite Dr. Hanhan to start the lecture series, let me share with you his biography. Okay, Dr. Hanhan Maulana has graduated in Bachelor in Informatics Engineering, Universitas Komputer Indonesia in 2011. And a Master in Information System Software Engineering. And also Universitas Komputer Indonesia, double degree with Yongsan University in 2014. And also Doctor in Knowledge Science, Japan Advanced Institute of Science and Technology in 2022. His research interests are not limited to GIS, AR, VR, and MR, multimedia healthcare system, IoT in sport and agriculture. He is now a lecturer in informatics engineering from the Faculty of Computer Science, Universitas Komputer Indonesia. Okay, now he also shared with me his hobbies. His hobbies are watching anime, farming, and raising animals. Okay, without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Hanhan Maulana to deliver his topic entitled Augmented Reality in Geographical Information System. Okay, the floor is yours, Dr. Hanhan.
Thank you, Dr. Nurihan. Can you hear my voice?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Okay, we can see your screen clearly.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I will start my talk. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity given to me that I will talk about augmented reality and geographic information system. So my talk outline today is I will give introduction of GIS, Of course, this is just only the brief introduction. And then also I will introduction of augmented reality and how we can integrate augmented reality and GIS. So first, I will start with introduction of GIS. What is GIS in the beginning? In textbook, Geographic Information System or GIS can be defined as a collection of computer hardware and software designed for capturing, storing, updating, manipulating, analyzing, displaying, and publishing all form of geographical reference information. So the GIS not only for just manipulating or just only have create, update, delete data, but also for analyzing and displaying and publishing geographic reference information. What is geographic reference information? Maybe we more familiar with spatial data. What is spatial data? I will talk about the spatial data later. So for chaptering, storing, updating, and so on, of course, we need people. We need brainware. So the brainware is, of course, in GIS have a different role. So one for chaptering is people with skill, and then for storing also need a skill and so on. So for doing that, we also need some methodology that can be applied in GIS. The methodology is many. So people can use a lot of methodology that in GIS. So this is the spatial data that I talked before. Georeference data mean the data are associated with their geographical location. So if we have some data, but that data didn't associate with geographic location, that's not a geographical reference. It means if we want to adding some data to GIS, its geographical reference is needed. So what is geographical reference? We can see this is a globe. In geographical reference, we divide the globe with longitude and latitude. The longitude is some line that can be distinct between west and east. So, and then the latitude is a line that different between north and south. So if we can see in this picture, this is the longitude and this is the latitude. So I will show it with letter. So that one is longitude, then that one is latitude. And then this is the example, the data that have georeference. For example, we have this coordinate. This is coordinate of Universitas Komputer Indonesia Unico. And then this is the coordinate, sorry. This is coordinate of University Technology Mara UITM in Shah Alam. So the question is where 0.0 position. So this is the minus 6 point, right, and 107, and where is 0 and 0.0 position? We can see in previous slide, 0.0 position is in some island in North Africa. So this is the, we can call it null island. Null island is in some region in Africa. So that is the geographical reference. And then we can use that coordinate or geographical reference to search something directly in Google, like that. So it means this geographical reference is associated with some data in geographical area. So what is featured in GIS? Actually, geographical feature represent started with point, line, polygon, and raster. So what is point? For example, this is a point of United States city center. So this point is a representation of city center of United States. And then what is polygon? This is polygon. The polygon is for show the area like this. So this is the area of United States. And then for line, usually we use for interstate or road or river. This is represented by line. And then the last one is raster. The raster is aerial image that usually captured by satellite. So this is the representation of GIS. And then the information stored in GIS in form of what? The GIS store the data in form of tabular form. So like this. So this is attribute of city, for example, or this is attribute of street. So information in geographical picture, like the slide before, is stored in tabular form. So this is the GIS component. GIS component is, of course, we have hardware, software, data, methodology, and people. So for manage that all of the Gis component, we also need some management. This is example, the common set of tool and procedure that used often in GIS. For example, data extraction and overlay. So for example, if we need in multiple information in some area, we need overlay the layer of map like that. And then proximity and statistic and so on. So this is the common set tool and procedure for GIS. And then of course we have data file for storage data file, and we also can use database. And then this is the this picture show the illustration how GIS work. So first, this is real world, and then we have, for example, land usage or elevation in next layer, and then we have parcel and street and customer in view of dot like that. So this is the illustration of GIS. So what is GIS ability? Of course, GIS is different with paper-based map. So GIS have ability to penable or zoomable map. So we can see in this picture, this little girl can seek whether where is Argentina or where is the Egypt and so on. So this is GIS ability, penable and zoomable map. And another ability is GIS should be have searchable and queryable map. So we can, because GIS have a large amount of data, of course, the most important feature in GIS is searchable. So it's search. So we can search the information in the GIS like this. And then another ability is an intelligent map. To answer your question, how to get from place A to place B, like this. So if I in Unicom, for example, and I want go to airport, for example, so how can I get from the Unicom to airport? So the GIS should be have intelligent that can answer that question. So another yeah, this is the overlay, another ability of GIS. So if we have, if we want to know what the axis at the same location, we need some overlay map. So like this. And then the most important process in GIS actually is geocoding. So the process of assigning geographical coordinate to textual information, that is the geocoding definition. So for example, this one, Jalan di Patiukur, number 112 until 116, Lebak Gede, Kecamatan Coblong, Kota Bandung, Jawa Barat. This is the information that will be associated with coordinate that provide in GIS like this. So this is the important thing. So what is common problem of GIS? First is GIS is expensive. Why it is expensive? Because GIS is should be have a high specification computer system for making GIS, and then the resource is not cheap, and map provider also usually is not free, so the GIS is expensive. So not everyone can use GIS directly like that. So the another problem is integration with traditional map is difficult. Why is difficult? Because of course GIS from the beginning is computer-based system. So if we have a traditional map, two-dimensional map, it is a little difficult to integrate with the GIS. And then of course for GIS we have a lot of data, and we have a large amount of data. So GIS have complex data structure. This is also confusing. So that's one of the problem of GIS. And then to make simulation also, we need some artificial intelligence. We need some deep analysis. So for make some simulation. So for simulation, for current GIS is also difficult. And then less impressive. Why is less impressive? Because some GIS only focus on providing information, but for data visualization and so on is just for showing information. But yeah, visualization is like not so important, not important point. The important point is always information. And then some generalization may lead the loss of important information. Is also one of common problem of GIS. Actually, in my research area, also I have a specific problem. For example, this is most of GIS is computer-based system. In the other hand, in Indonesia, not every people have ability to use computer-based system. So user with more familiar with mobile device, so they cannot use GIS in mobile system. In computer-based system like this. And then GIS has a complex user interface. So I think GIS provide a lot of information, but because of they show or they visualize a lot of information, so the user interface will be complex. I will show you in the next slide how the current GIS computer-based system in current GIS. And then this is that I talked before, that main focus of GIS is only to provide information. On the other hand, the data visualization and animation, it makes interesting for people to use GIS. And the last is problem of GIS is a large amount of spatial data is needed. It means we need a high-spec computer system to manage GIS data. I have some project that use GIS. For one file of imagery layer, I need around 1 giga until 2 gigabyte of storage. So if I have 10 layer, maybe I need 100 until 100 more than 100 storage, free storage like that. So this is the common problem of GIS. And then this is that I thought that this is example of computer-based GIS. We can see, of course, if for expert or people that familiar with IT, it is not so difficult to understand this user interface. But for people that are novice, it maybe it's a little difficult like this. So yeah, this is the current GIS. So the GIS, I think, need evolution. So there is so many options to optimize the use of GIS for novice user. My solution is we can enrich the GIS with better view of data visualization and better interaction. So that's why I will explain about the augmented reality as one of the technology that can be integrated with GIS. So the next talk is about introduction of augmented reality. So we often hear the term about augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. So what it's they? So these three technology transforming the way people interact with the physical world, bringing user experience to a whole new level. So this is the augmented reality. So the augmented reality have ability to overlay the textual, graphic, and multimedia information to the world observed by user. So augmented reality is overlapping. So we have some bit. Actually, augmented reality have two methodology. First is marker, and second is markerless. So if we have marker-based augmented reality, so we have specific marker that contain the textual and graphic and multimedia information like this. So this is the picture. For example, this picture is show the augmented reality overlapping with some machine. So if we didn't know that component is for what purpose, so we can use the augmented reality to scan it, and the information will show to the screen like that. So this is the augmented reality. And then this is another example of augmented reality. This is the Arduino, and for explaining the component of Arduino, we can use our phone, and turn on our camera, and then capture the Arduino, and then the information will show in our screen. So like this this is an example of how we use the augmented reality. And then what about the virtual reality? So the virtual reality, it provides artificial environment when VR user immerse themselves and interact with multimedia content. So different with augmented reality, virtual reality is make some artificial environment. So the user is dive into the artificial environment like this. So this is the example how virtual reality used in the real world. So this is media for training or media for simulation and so on. This is the virtual reality. So the next term is mixed reality. The mixed reality is integration of digital object into physical world. It enables user to interact with the artificial object displayed within their field of vision. So like this. So this is combined between augmented and virtual reality. So that's why it's called mixed reality like this. So what is the main motivation that use the augmented reality, virtual reality, or mixed reality, that wearable technology. This is some term by Gartner that by 2020, more than 75% of field service organization with over 15 users will deploy mobile apps that go beyond simplified data collection and add capability that help technicians succeed. So wearable and immersed technology will play an important role across training, production, and service delivery. So this statement from the Gartner is proven today. So I have some data from 2019 until 2022 that this is worldwide wearable device and user spending by type. So this is, we can see people spend their money for smartwatch, wristband, earphone, head-mount display. This is the supported to augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. So, and then there is also exists smart clothing and smart pets. So this is the data I from Getter in January 2021. So what is wearable technology for AR, VR, and MR? So this is for augmented reality. We have smart helmet or smart glasses, and the most important thing, the augmented reality can use tablet or smartphone. That means all people can use that augmented reality. So it's different with virtual reality that we should have some head-mount display like this, for example, HTC 5 or Samsung Gear or so on. So this is for virtual reality. And also for mixed reality, we need at least Microsoft HoloLens and some another smart glasses. So this is wearable technology that support AR, VR, and MR. So the union between GIS and virtual allow the user to visualize spatial data in the real world, which is enriched with information otherwise invisible. So this is GIS ability, AR GIS ability. So we can show realistic 3D visualization of geospatial data. So until now, GIS is, most of them is two-dimensional, show two-dimensional map, but with augmented reality, we can show the realistic three-dimensional visualization. So, and then we, ArcGIS can visualization of hidden asset, and then have impact assessment before creating new plan and network, and then have reduction of time to identify on field asset. So impact of assessment before creating new plan and network is, I think it's reduce the risk. Why? Because if we build some building, for example, we didn't make some assessment before, the risk of failure will be big. But if we make it in with augmented reality, we can make some model and we can simulate the building. I think it will be reduce the risk like that. So this is the augmented reality of GIS. And then this is the implementation of augmented reality and GIS in current. So this system is show the pipeline. So if people want to track the pipeline, we can use augmented reality like this. So we didn't need to make hole and then show the pipeline. But in augmented reality, we can mix between real world and the virtual object like this. So another use of GIS is we can make some simulation. For example, this application is for make plot simulation. So which area can be have plot or not. So we can show it into augmented reality and GIS. And then for how we can integrate with GIS, I have some research. So this is not, I think, not very novel research, but this is one of my research. So for integrate GIS and augmented reality, we make some framework. First is, of course, for requirement analysis, and then data gathering and integration. This is common in software engineering, but the difference is here. So map and attribute visualization. In this process, we should design the map representation. So in augmented reality GIS, we need textual representation, map representation, imagery representation, and terrain content. So we also need to designing map collider to interact with map. So this is the difference with the common software engineering process. And then for map interaction design, here we can we should make some analysis the potential user action, for example, click, pan, zoom, and so on, and then designing some system feedback, how people can answer the interaction from the user, and then designing interaction method. So this is my framework about how we can integrate augmented reality and GIS. And this is example, the map integration with IR technology. This is the workflow that I use in my system. So first, I gather the data in form of raster data or TIFF format, and then vector data in shapefile or SHP format, and then I editing it, and then I upload it into Mapbox tileset. It is some I use Mapbox. Mapbox is one of the cloud service that can store the map in the cloud. So, and then I make some layer integration, and I use Mapbox for Unity. This is the tools. And then I use plane detection and plane detection so that the user didn't need the specific marker. So as long as they have plane, so they can show the map everywhere like this. So this is the system IR map. So this is the process of managing map style on Mapbox Cloud. It is too small. I will show the bigger picture in next slide. So this is how the augmented reality plane detection works. So first is camera searching a surface, and then receiving user interaction, and then positioning the virtual object, and define anchor and trackable, and the map will be shown like this. I have some video in next slide, so I will show you that video later. So this is the example of data integration with IR technology. So this is the map that I stored in Mapbox Cloud. So I have some layer here that the layer that I need, and then this is the visualization. Actually, this Mapbox Studio can show us whether than two-dimensional or three-dimensional map like this. And then this is that I explained before. For make some good visualization of data, we should divide it where is textual content, where is content that like that need highlight, and where is spatial content that have information like elevation or and so on like this. So this is the GIS content. So this is how I can visualization map using Unity 3D engine. So in Unity 3D, actually we need some abstract map, and from abstract map itself is divided into three main layer. First is terrain layer. This terrain layer have terrain layer property. So the information like elevation and about the terrain is stored in terrain layer property. And then the second part is imagery layer. This imagery layer is that layer that wrap the terrain layer. So the information of terrain layer will be wrapped into with imagery layer. So that's the imagery layer. And the last part is vector layer. This vector layer is the SHP layer, that's common layer that can be manipulated. This is just example. So I use temperature, humidity, acidity layer, so we can control it into our GIS system. So this is the example of ArcGIS that I built. So we have some main menu to help manage the layer and map. And then our system use plan detection algorithm to detect flat areas such as table or floor. And then I show the first-person view so that it support responsive map visualization. So this is the short video about how the map in ArcGIS can show the information. Of course, this is not clear enough. Not all function I show it because we have limited time. So yeah, this is the map that provide into augmented reality. So this map can cover, of course, if we use mobile phone, the screen is limited to screen area, but with augmented reality, we can make we can show the map in the bigger area. It didn't limited by the screen area like this. So another project I show the AR Sandbox is learning medium in geology, hydrology, and geography. So augmented reality sandbox is some researchers say that AR Sandbox is effective way to introduce the basic concept of topography, and AR Sandbox also is effective for use as a medium for early learning and simulation. So I make some, this is another research using augmented reality sandbox. Augmented reality sandbox is how it works is like this. So we have sand media, and then we have some projector. We use augmented reality, and we use some deep camera to detect the surface of sand. And then the projector will show the visualization based on sand topography, not topography. Yes, topography. But I think it is still difficult if we use real topography map with this technology, augmented reality sandbox for GIS. So using the same framework, I developed spatial augmented reality map to visualize land suitability map into topographic map. So different with augmented reality sandbox that using sand media, we print accurate topography map using 3D printer. So this is I gathering data from Indonesia Geospatial Portal. So I download the DAM file. This is 7 DAM file that I use, and then I intersect it with my study area. This is the Bandung district. So this is Bandung district area, and then from DAM file, I convert it into 3D object in the 3D Blender, and then I convert it to STL file so that it can be printed into 3D printer. So this is how I process the map. First, I make 3D object like this in picture A, make 3D object, and then because the 3D printer is limited, only at that time I just have 50 centimeter the palette. So I divided into 11 part of Bandung district map. And then like puzzle, I make some connection between every part like this. And then I print it into 3D printer. I use a slicer like this. And then this is the result of 3D printing that I make. And then for showing the information, I setting up the environment like this. So I need projector and then Kinect deep camera to detect the surface. And then I need computer system. So this is the concept of spatial augmented reality. So this is the, yeah, of course, this is only prototype. So I didn't make it so good in, so like this. So I have, this is Kinect 3D camera and then projector to visualize map. And then I use Unity 3D to connect with Mapbox that I previously made. And then this is process of map calibration. So this is the output. So I can show the information into 3D object that I create like this. So next project, in the future, it is necessary to increase the map user understanding of GIS. So user must receive education on how to understand the map properly. So one solution is make collaborative augmented reality so that can enable the exchange of knowledge between user, GIS expert, and another stakeholder. So with the exchange of knowledge between stakeholders, it is hoped that user can understand of GIS, can understand better than before, like this. So this is, yeah, inshallah is my next project. So that's all my talk today. Thank you very much. I return it into Dr. Norihan.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hanhan. What a very informative and interesting topic regarding all the augmented reality, mixed reality, and all. So let's move on to the floor. Do we have any question from our participant? Okay, I think I have one here from Marina Ahmad. Dr. Hanhan, we have in the chat box. There is issue regarding route given by the map or routing app like Waze or etc. The route given sometimes bring us to maybe illogical or nonsense route, remote area or longer road, dead end road, and etc. From your point of view, why is it happen?
Oh, okay. I answer directly or?
Okay, maybe you can just respond directly.
Okay. Actually, it's depend on the server, I think, because in some application like Waze or Google Map or so on have a delay. Not every time they update the data from satellite. So the system sometimes didn't recognize the change. So that's why there is some nonsense road or dead end or road that already closed or something. In my knowledge, the satellite gave picture every 5 days, but for analyzing that map, it needed longer, maybe around 1 or 2 or 3 months. So that's the possible reason that that nonsense road is happen, is occurred like that.
Okay, so it depends on the pace of the signal reception, is it?
Yes,
Overall?
and the update of the server. map server.
Oh, okay. Update of the server, maybe update of the software itself, right? The software
Yes.
division itself.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Han. I have one more question regarding this issue, this topic.
Yes.
Is regarding our teaching materials in class. For example, let's say for handling a final year project for student, right?
Yes.
We have let's say the student going to propose this kind of topic such as augmented reality, and which is related to hardware or some kind of equipment, right? So in your opinion, if let's say our student, degree student, undergraduate student, they would like to proceed with this project related to the hardware and these equipments, what do you suggest as the beginner? Let's say they, as the beginner, they want to proceed with this topic. What are the things that they need to consider? Okay, in your opinion?
In my opinion, of course, for manage some geographic information system, we need a high specification computer system. But actually, today, a lot of open data give the spatial data freely. So the student didn't need some expensive cost to start this project, I think, because in my research also, most of the map is come from open source data, and then also for managing the material, it's also have some GIS software that open source resource. So I think it is not too difficult for students to have this kind of research environment, I think. Of course, if we need some specific data, for example, soil data in Bandung area, for example, or acidity in Bandung area, so that data is expensive. But for common like road or district intersect or something like common is free, I think so.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Dr. Han. So I think because I was thinking our students last semester, he or she, I forgot the name, the student already done the final project. I think is more on prototype basis, right? If it's if they want to do this kind of topic. Okay, thank you, Dr. Han. Do we have another question from the floor? Do we have? Okay, if let's say the participant, let's say they want to ask you a question on later time, is it possible for you to email to put down your email in the chat box?
Okay,
or maybe,
okay, of course.
All right. Okay, okay, again, thank you, Dr. Hanhan Maulana, for the sharing session. I think that will be the end of the first day of guest lecture series. For your information, we also have the second day, which is tomorrow. That will be conducted by Pak Geraldi as the moderator, and the speaker will be one from the UITM and also one from the Unicom. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I think if there is no more question, I think that will be the end of our session. So thank you for participating for today's session. Hopefully, by listening to today's session, we will be able to strengthen our knowledge and also expand our thoughts for all the disciplines, regardless of ICT or non-ICT. So I think see you guys tomorrow on our second day, the same time but different link. So you might want to refer to the second link for tomorrow's session. I think that's all. Assalamualaikum from me, and have a wonderful day, and thank you to all. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, bye, Dr. Jeffrey and
Goodbye.
all.
Thank you,
Okay, Dr. Liang
Dr.
Walina also.
Nurihan,
Okay, saya
Dr.
juga.
Thank
Farisa.
you.
Thank you.
See you guys tomorrow.
You.
See you
One
tomorrow.
more
Dr.
minute.
Hanhan, thank you.
Okay,
Welcome.
goodbye.
Kiss Howard,
Yeah.
Dr. Jeffrey tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank